Good morning, you lovely lot. Car's now moved. It's now here. Trailer's stored over there in the field. So how much filming I do this place, I don't know, because yes, I'm gonna be respectful, but it won't be much longer. And well, you'll see. You'll see in a few months' time. Nice little surprise coming along. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do: start up, give it a few runs, make some slight adjustments, idle and whatnot. Make sure it idles nicely, revs nicely, which we shall see. Then I'm gonna jack the car up. So basically I've been meaning to get it to a dyno for a while now because Rotary is quite loud. So what I was going to do is actually jack the back of the car up, because I don't need the car to be on a dyno. I'm not tuning power and I'm trying to tune in wide open to stop it misfiring, because I had a few like the rest of the map's really good other than misfire wide open, which I didn't know if it was spark plugs or not enough fueling or too much fueling, which I want to work out. Now to do that, without revving up freely, I need to put the car under load, or the engine under load. Now the way to do that would be road on road, drive on the road, or I had a thought. I jack the back of the car up, put it in about third gear, put the handbrake on slightly, and do a pull in third gear with the back of the car up, because I'm having to do rotational mass, which is the wheels. I've got the load on the brakes, which would effectively be the weight of the car, hopefully, and then the gearbox load. So that should give me enough effectiveness to sort out wide open. We shall see though. Otherwise, if not, I'll do it in fifth or sixth. Pull all the way through the RPM round, or mainly most of it, so I can get rid of misfire, do some logs of it, and also adjust fueling. If that works out, then car's pretty sweet, and it will definitely be a Japfest Classic. So yeah, that's one thing. I'm going to be 100% at Japfest Classic because of the trailer I've now got. And this will be here, and it will be doing launch control and bang flames. I don't know about flames. I'm going to try and get it to do some flames with revs later on in the week or another day, or see how we get on today with this. Exciting news. A few little niggly things I've yet to still do though. So obviously I've got to fit the extra lock knuckle on the left hand side here, because I've done it on the right hand side, not the left hand side, so I need to do that. The brake line I haven't need to extend, but I'm probably still going to fit them, because obviously I want to fit the big brake kit at some point. I still need to notch the lower control arms, and I've worked out a way to correct my bump steer from the lowering of the subframe, as well as lower the car more so I can raise it back up, which then further adjusts that, and it gives me more clearance and other stuff, and also some camber, which I'll be going through that at a later date. But it does mean I'm going to have to probably cut and weld and stuff the lower swing arms, which I have to go into later. But yeah, I'll know how to do that. Anyway, I set the GoPro up, get some idling, start and revs, and then I'll do the pulls. Or well, I'll try to. Okay, so let's see how we get on with this, shall we? This car's out of gear. Anyway, let's try. So handbrake, I'll put a little bit of handbrake on. There we go, a bit more handbrake on, I think. Yeah, cool, that works. So I'm going to start logging. A bit too much, I think. Well, that went really nicely actually. I'm well chuffed how that screamed up. Okay, so that's somewhat worked out quite well, to be fair. Because now I've got a good idea of what works and what doesn't. And it starts up quite nicely. So if I just press the start button, it might start without actually touching the throttle, which I hope. Yeah, it does. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna leave the water pump running for a while to cool that down and fan. So yeah, that actually told me a lot of things. New spark plugs, runs a lot better now. No misfires on a pull either. Timing's good, revs up really freely, which I was fucking over the moon about, so we'll have to see what it sounds like on the GoPro. But I think I'm going to call it for that for now, and then have a nice shower and relax. But yeah, I mean, possibly tomorrow or Sunday will be that arm, that knuckle, rise the car up, both front and rear, and whatever else. But what I'm going to do is go walk around about the trailer now. So here's the trailer, absolutely lovely little trailer. Picked it up, mate's done some work on it. It was an Alco chassis. It's obviously been expanded in length, which I didn't realise, but I do now. But they've done a really good job at it, to be honest. As you can see, it's been cut there and extended. Moved down slightly, and the axles have been extended as well, width-wise, but it's done really well. I'm over the moon. It literally just needs to carry the weight I need it to carry. So the wooden boards I could take off. It means the car sits a bit lower. But to be fair, actually, that only goes that width. So yeah, that's that wooden board. I have obviously already gouged these out. I don't like this corrugated iron, but it is what it is. I'm raising the car anyway. And obviously ramp's just sitting there nice. This is literally perfect for what I need. Yes, it's not a proper giant Brian James, which I was obviously wanting to get a proper Brian James, but is what it is. I'm happy with it. It'll do the job. It's perfect. Yeah. And it didn't cost me much. To be honest, it does perfect for what I need until I've then got money at some point to buy a Brian James. But now, I'm over the moon with it. It's nice and lightweight, like, seriously lightweight. So, yeah, so perfect, absolutely perfect. Happy days. So back to it, next day. Now, finally got the other extra lot of knuckle. And I've got the wheel spacer somewhere, I think, under the box there. But get this side off, get the extra lot of knuckle fitted. I'm going to try and sort out the toe a little bit. I'm going to increase the ride height on the front and the rear, just to help the bump steer. But I will be going over something I'm going to cover and try and sort and fix in the very near future to help correct the bump steer and give me some extra camber. But we'll get onto that in a sec. So I'm literally just going to smash this out, considering you saw the time lapse of the other side. I'm literally just going to smash this side out now, get that done. So, 2 nuts and bolts are off. This ball joint's just spinning, but I've cracked it off loose here, so I'm just going to get the angle grinder and cut that off there. Those two need coming, they're already loose, but I need a ball joint split, which I've got to bring. So I'm going to get them off and then get the new hub on, get the new ball joint, tie rod on, end on, down and rise the car a load. And then I'll probably actually have a go at pushing the thing out, giving it a load of camber, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing about this bottom part, which should be a fun part. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, almost there, I'd say. And I realised there's a leak there. If it's going to focus, we've got a leak there, which is actually coming from the oil relocation block there. It's leaking just from the bottom of it, so I might need to either get a proper steel gasket or actually order a proper one, because I made my own one and order a proper one. We'll see. But to be fair, now I know what room I've got actually in the engine bay, because I made that thinking I'm going to hit it when I'm not. So I can actually replace it with a proper one now and have AN10 to AN10 here, which might actually stop the oil leak from this oil filter relocation bracket, because they're actually having to go down size. So we shall see. I have to have a look into that, but it does mean I'm obviously going to have to remake that AN line though, which is annoying, but I have got plenty of fittings and stuff. We'll see how it goes, but to be honest, I don't know if I might just leave it leaking, because it's only got to go to one show this year, Jackfest Classic, and then the whole show's getting cut up. Like, I'm going to cut like right to that edge there, tube front end it, Same with that side, full tube front end. Make some brackets for pop-ups, make them fit nicely and properly. I'm going to need new wings because I realised this side, dropped the jack on it, I've cracked the fiberglass this side. And then this side is split there, and it's probably not going to be able to fixable. Well, I could fix it, it takes time though. So yeah, full tube front end, probably metal wings, fresh ones, or other fiberglass ones. Front bumper, new bonnet hinges. But to be fair, I might actually have it so it tilts that way instead of then that way, like the old style E30s. We'll see where we go from there. I'm luckily getting a quite cut. So tomorrow, Sunday, I'm actually getting a cut of this whole quarter. So I'm going to cut it about here, all the way round, up, round and past the headlight, and then fix this whole rear quarter, which means the bumper can then fit on properly. And hopefully have that done before Jamfest Classic, whether it'll be in blue or not, I don't know. But then it means I can get the rear bumper fitting properly. Anyway, I'm going to try and find a ball joint splitter. Front left hub's finally fitted up, and what I've actually done, so I've started to mess around with the the camber, front camber bolt, because the rear is to do with cast or something like that, because it moves your point of rotation forwards or back. And this one will affect your camber but also toe, so I've pushed it out as much as I can just for the sake of it. Now I've adjusted toe properly. The other side I haven't adjusted the toe for, so I'm going to jack up the other side of the car and get that set perfectly as well. When it's up in the air, it's got a slight toe out, so then when it compresses, because of the thing, it toes back into centre. But I have risen the coilover up by about an inch to increase the ride height, which will help with the bump stick ever so slightly. But this I'm not going to get onto doing the adjustments I want to do for this, so it might be I'll make special things that extend this down. I have rose joints on or not, I don't know yet. We shall see, but I'm going to jack up the other side now and make the changes there. I've got to fit the caliper back up to this side. This side wheel's on now, the space, everything's on. As you can see, it's risen a good amount because of the arch gap now. But we've actually got a bit of camber now, and a little bit of toe out, so I need to adjust the toe out slightly. But we have got ever so slightly amount of camber now, which is good. Could do with slightly more camber to be fair, but hey ho. And then that's obviously with the steering wheel straight. Tiny amount of toe out, like absolute tiny. Where this side's obviously miles out, so when I notched the knuckle and the ball joint, which I probably didn't need to have done, that is because of why. So we'll toe that in, rise it up, give it a load of camber, and I think without driving it, that'll be near enough. Perfect. Time to crack on. This side's now lifted slightly more, going the same amount, or well, same amount on the coil, whether it is actually on the car, I don't know. As you see, now actually got some camber. Not much, not loads, but do. Could probably do some more, so I'm going to need some lower arms at some point. The toe's now been sorted, so the steering wheel is obviously straight there. This is probably what, maybe a tiny bit of toe in that side, and then this side is a tiny bit of toe out. So it's either I adjust that one tiny bit in, that one tiny bit out, or just leave, or just touch and see where the steering wants to sit. But for now, that's more than perfect. Again, it probably didn't help the bodywork being as ropey as it is, because it's not going to make everything look and line up properly. So I think I'm going to call that for today. Start up, drive it forwards, then reverse it back, and yeah. Otherwise, I have seen a little leak. Which is down there, and I'm pretty sure it is leaking from the bottom of that plate. Again, I only used a special gas, maybe. Yeah, there you go, it's dripping there. So it's leaking out of that. So I might need to go for a proper one of them. Proper one of those little corner pieces, and then have it AN10. But anyway, I'm going to start up and move it back and forth now. Oh. I was going to plug the laptop in, but to be honest, I really can't be bothered. Factory terminal on. Let's see how she starts. Hopefully she starts quite nicely. I'll climb in, and what I'll do is move the car over a little bit. Oh, shit. Goddamn carpet. Anyway, let's hope. So, on. Oh, just help if it's out of gear. though. I've got no laptop plugged in either. And off. I like to leave cars in gear because if you leave the handbrake on and it sits for a while, the handbrake then does sit, the pads in the caliper seize up and then you have trouble trying to release it. So I like to leave cars in gear when you can leave them sit for a while. But yeah, I haven't used my microphone at all today and I look a mess. I don't actually look that bad, to be fair. I expect this is probably going to be one of the last episodes of the year or the series for this car. Obviously this year's been up and down. I've been doing the main swap, doing odd bits of the car underneath and trying to sort out niggles and small issues and all sorts. But it's gone really well. I'm over the moon how it's come. I've gotten to the point now that I'm going to send this car, or not send this car, I'm going to send the engine, because my main concern is obviously that exhaust port leaking. But the amount of times I've started it up and stuff, and especially earlier in the video, using a handbrake and doing a full pull, and there wasn't a single issue on misfires or anything like that. And again, there's no coolant leak or oil leak or none of the sumps leaking. So obviously the engine's been heat cycled a load and those Viton seals are holding, which is great. That I'm more than happy with it. I need to do an oil change on it at some point. Probably not actually, because again, the only time it's going to be running now is load it up. Oh yeah, I need to do the rear springs at some point. I need to rise the rear up a little bit. Wish I'll do that. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know yet. So it might be more to this episode. I don't know. If there's more to this episode, I'm probably going to skip into the next day in a second and do a proper outro later. If I don't, this is the outro. So I'm just going to do both. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, possibly last episode, because again, the only time it's going to be driving now is probably onto the trailer, load it up, Japfest Classic. It is 100% going to be there at Silverstone, at Goodwood, because I promised a lot of people this would be at all kinds of shows, and it never was. And now I've got myself a trailer, and obviously, yeah. So it will be at Japfest Classic Goodwood on the 6th of October. Yeah, if you want to see the car, be there. It will be there. It will be shooting big flames. It will be doing launch control. It will be doing whatever else. And I might even do a cheeky burnout on the trailer early in the morning for the intro of the video, somewhere. Because technically the car's not on the road. It's on a trailer. So I'm not doing criminal damage either. Because I would like to see this thing do a burnout, to be fair. And doing it strapped down on the back of a trailer would be cool as fuck. What else is there? Yeah, if I do if I do a burnout on a trailer, it'll probably be second gear, because first gear will be so short. Second gear with the diff would be perfect. And it should have the power to do it as well. Which will be the first time limiter bashing and then dumping the clutch, which this clutch was a brand new clutch and it's not even broken in. So what I might do is just at some point, when I tune in the flames and the launch control a bit better, when hopefully the house is empty, I don't have to worry, I'll probably jack the rear end up and just get the car idling and then just go through gears and keep using the clutch and keep shifting gears and stuff. And I hope it'll loosen up the gearbox a little bit as well, because it's a bit notchy and really clunky. But what's left? Yes, tomorrow I'm picking up a full cut of a rear quarter, finally. So I might actually get that cut out and welded in place, ready for Japfest Classic. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll see how that goes, because obviously I don't want to rush it. And if it means leaving it till the winter, when it's in the garage, then yeah, so be it. What other things am I going to cover? I don't know, to be honest. I might, if I can find an area or a place that had like a sort of skid pan and fuck around areas and all sorts, like obviously there's drift days, but it's quite pricey to take the car there, do a small skids, and then be fucked, or I need to put a cage in this, or half bar, when all I want is a small area like a skid pan, or a big area that's obviously private property, that I can then just mess around, smash the limiter, do all sorts, make adjustments on the tune, and yeah, just send it. Just give the engine abuse and test it. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else. So it's either going to end now, which if it ends now, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, everything else. Obviously, Instagram's in description, Discord's in the description. Make sure you go and follow my Instagram. Trust me, it's worth it, big time. If not, roll on tomorrow. But it depends on the weather. It's been really nice today, but we shall see. Because tomorrow I might pull the car back out, rise the rear up, make some more adjustments to the toe. We shall see. But anyway, if I don't see you tomorrow, well, for you, a few seconds. See you later.